Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Jaws 3D happened, Dave, because that muscle man, he didn't lock the sluice completely, and the shark got in.
What an asshole.
Yeah, well, his he wasn't muscly enough to he couldn't flex through the shark's bite, unfortunately.
He paid the price, right? The ultimate price?
The ultimate price, yeah.
To have his leg in 3D?
I think it's his arm. His arm.
You're right. I think you're right. I'm thinking of Jaws 1, the leg. Isn't the leg in Jaws 1?
The leg's in Jaws 1, yeah.
Yeah.
To this day, a very convincing looking fake leg.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Less so for the arm.
Gorgeous leg.
The 3D arm. I want to watch Jaws 3D now more than anything. What a great movie.
Ah, man. Yeah, it looks like a trading card or something. It looks like
Yes. God damn it. What a great idea they had.
What a perfect use of 3D.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jaws, he's popping right at. Like, you look at that first Jaws, and you're like, you know what would make this better? A third dimension.
Yeah, if he was busting right out of the screen right at us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we needed that. We really did as a country. Mm-hmm. And we got it.
Yeah. It really, It helped us. It helped us.
It sure did.
It came out the year I was born. I like to think there's some significance there.
Yeah, I think so.
It helped us heal, Dave, after Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. All those things. Thank goodness for Jaws.
For Jaws 3D. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Welcome to the episode of Hypecast. We're sick, but welcome to another episode of Hypecast.
Hypecast.
Sure, we get hyped about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I'm your other co-host, David Bell. Yeah, we were at a wedding this last weekend, and it turns out when you're like 40, just like gathering together in an excited way, even if it's just sitting,
exhausting,
takes a lot out of you.
Exhausting.
Yeah, so we're like, I would call it good sick, which is like, you know, I'm definitely sick. Like the last few days, I thought I had COVID. I didn't. Or at least the tests are saying I didn't. But it's that level. I feel better today. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. But I am at risk of losing my voice. Point is that it's still like a sick from a good event, you know? Partied out. We're partied out.
All tuckered out is what we are. That is a real bummer, here. Though. Just like, just the act of being in a group.
Yeah.
Just drained me. Like
I think it's also
Dracula.
Like, it probably is pandemic. Like, just no. I guess that's a myth, right? That like our immune systems change. I hear that's a myth.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know what the word is on that.
I don't know. Point is that we had a great time. We good wedding. Paid the ultimate price for being happy. You know, for a few days. Yeah.
So that was I paid my ultimate price was 12 hours of air travel immediately after it.
Yeah. Oh my God. What is the deal with airlines?
I don't know, man. They just get worse.
They really do. It's late stage capitalism. It's what every company or every it's the end result of unchecked, I guess, growth and just no regulation. whatsoever. That's what we get. We get airlines.
Yeah,
so
it's just awful.
Think about that.
Which is awful. I think I'd be more comfortable traveling to California via catapult.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be fun.
I have way more legroom.
Oh, yeah. And you can pretend to be a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike a plane, you can't really pretend to be a bird in a plane. You really can't.
You really can.
You can only pretend to be a bird
Ironically,
that's on a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can pretend to be a bird that's trapped on a plane.
Yeah, exactly. Which no one appreciates if you do that, if you really method that.
Mm-hmm. No, I've tried crowd surfing over a plane before.
Mm-hmm.
People are really into it.
Yeah. You know what I am hyped about? I'm hyped about trailers and producers, Tom. I really am.
Let's get started.
Despite the tone in my voice.
Yeah.
I am hyped. I think we got some fun shit, some real fun shit for you.
Yeah.
And some producers that we're going to thank. So, big thank you to the lubed up ghost of Dave Thomas. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to @NerdNumbers.
Thank you.
Thank you to Zero Charisma. Thank you. Thank you to Aaron Burser.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to AJ.
Thank you.
Thank you to Andrew Howe. Deck the halls with blood.
Oh no!
Thank you to Asking Seven.
Thank you.
Thank you to Barry Two Math. Wants you to go to the gym and drink water. Oh, and Sky's Life. Love y'all. Pick it up. Water is great. Thank you to Bob Grenville. Thank you.
All right, let me swoop in here like a man launched from a catapult. Thank you to Bootler Bootlesson. Thank you to Brian who Tom knows.
Yes.
Thank you to Brockway loves the meat Millie.
He does.
Thank you to Chester's Prophet.
Thank you.
Thank you to Christopher Robert Sparks Esquire.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dan Hackroyd. Thank you
Thanks.
to Davey the Ghost of East Las Vegas Francis.
Thank you.
And thank you to David Knife Boot Hinson.
Knife Boot. Knife Boot.
Knife in the boot.
We don't have a guest, by the way.
No, we don't. Listen. All the people we would have had as guests were like
Everybody's
also at
tired.
the wedding. Everybody's tired.
Don't be surprised if you get a bunch of tired podcasts from this like particular X-Cracked group. Just throwing that out there.
Just leaving that out on the table.
Speaking of air travel and how it sucks, Tom, this first trailer
Beautiful segue.
is about air travel. It's called Hijack.
It's like
got Idris Elba.
It's like you organized the trailers in this doc because you knew that we would begin by talking about the trip we just took.
Right. I didn't, but it is like that.
It's like that, though. You could have said that you did it, and I and our listeners would have believed it for the rest of time.
Right. This is Apple TV. Idris Elba is British.
Yes.
And he's on a plane, and
on a British plane that's going to crash into Britissia.
Yeah.
That's the
They're
name
getting
of the country.
hijacked. It seems like he's an everyman. It's hard to tell. He's a little Harrison Fordy. You know what I mean?
Well, no. Well, they say
Ford
at
action.
one point they say he's like a negotiator.
Oh, okay. So he's not like Action Man. He's like a negotiator, like in the movie The Negotiator.
Yes, I assume. I mean, the movie may reveal that he like negotiates big money deals or something, but like that's the all we get from the trailer. So yeah, it's this British ass plane gets hijacked by some bad guys, and they've got like 7 hours. And Idris is getting all the passengers together to rise up against the bad guys is what it looks like.
This is one of those examples of like this should have been in theaters in the 90s. It would be in theaters.
This is a 90s ass movie for sure, which is why I am going to watch it.
100%.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
very excited because it's one of those where it's like. It feels like to get something made, it has to be this wild original idea or based off on an existing property. Rarely do we get films like this where the plot is just like, it's like a hijacking story.
Yeah.
What's the twist? Oh, we get someone famous to be in it. That's the twist.
Yeah.
We get a famous guy in it, and then we got a movie, and that's what we got here, and I can't fucking wait.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a story. I don't know. It doesn't need to be a big, huge thing.
This doesn't have to like exist in his brain.
Sometimes it's
or
just
like
Passenger 57.
Yeah, and not enough is it that. So it's nice to see that.
That's true. Yeah, we only get a Passenger 57 once every couple of years. It's like that one and like Executive Decision and like Turbulence, but that one's bad. It's not a lot. There's not a lot out there.
And Plane, a movie that promised to be that and wasn't. plane wasn't that. I
No,
mean, the trailers kind of revealed that.
Right, the inciting incident is the plane crashes.
Yeah, I did not. Maybe I need to watch that
it.
alone. That movie was dull. I thought that movie was dull. I really...
Sure.
I don't know. Something about... I don't know. I wished more of Plane. But this looks like... I don't know. This looks kind of cool because it feels like the people in it aren't... It's not Liam Neeson, right? They don't know how to fight necessarily. They show like a flight attendant or someone like wrapping a seatbelt around their fist. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like a whole bunch of people like grabbing one of the guys and trying to take his gun away. Yeah, they're doing like a cool, like almost Great Escape kind of thing where they have to be real sneaky about communicating to each other. So the trailer shows kind of like a montage of the different clever ways they're passing messages through the cabin, which is cool. I like that idea.
It seems like that's the twist, right? The twist is, what if they weren't badass?
Right.
And they had to like just figure it out and be clever. And that, I don't know, that's really... Yeah, this looks just really fucking solid.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else to say about it because it's just like nice. It's Goldilocks. It's just right. It's like I love it. I would
steal this movie from a bear's house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want a bear watching this movie, honestly. I don't want them to know we can fly.
Them ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't nobody tell bears we can fly. Let's just make that a rule.
It's the last thing we need is for them to figure it out. And we got flying bears.
Well, speaking of big, furry, muscular
chimeras.
Things, yeah. Skull Island is this next one. This is a Netflix cartoon.
Yeah.
It is a series, right, Tom? I'm
actually not
that?
sure. I'm not sure. I think it is.
Okay, because
I'm pretty sure it is.
The vibe I got was like, Batman, the animated series, or G.I. Joe, or X-Men, where it feels like a very serious cartoon for kids. And I hadn't thought about that, but like that should still exist. Like, why would that go away?
What this trailer gave me, and it's just there's a team of people. It does look very G.I. Joe-ish, and that there's a team of good guys and a team of bad guys, and they're all doing battle on Skull Island. So there's also monsters to contend with, but also like intense violence, not like bloody, but like we see this octopus crush this helicopter and rip it in half in front of these horrified people.
Which again feels like it's on that level, right?
Yeah.
Where
so
it's like
the vibe I got was actually Johnny Quest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
Johnny Quest is a good one. Yeah.
Had a bit of an edge to it because like sometimes the bad guys would get smoked, in unpleasant ways. So
right. Sometimes
very Indiana Jones ways. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so like this is one of those things where it's like I'm probably never going to watch this because
why would I? But like I'm glad it exists. It's
weird. It almost goes without saying where it's just like it's just not. I would watch it like if I had free time. I just don't have. I'm fitting in what I can when I can. But point is that this looks solid, especially if you're like I don't know, 6th grader. Is this like a 6th grader?
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to gauge what age level anything is aiming for.
Right. I think that there's sort of that feeling of like they want to make it for a broad age group, right? But I'm glad
it seems like an adventure cartoon for older kids.
Yeah, but it does feel like it's for a specific demographic of like older children. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it looks pretty awesome. I hope it creates new nostalgia.
It does look pretty rad.
I hope someone like re-edits it on the internet to make them say funny things in 20 years,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I just now realized I've been waiting my whole life to see King Kong say pork chop sandwiches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's perfect. King Kong is perfect for that. Are we getting more King Kong stuff?
I don't know. Yes. There's and I'm pretty sure it's Wingard, too, is doing the next one.
Wow.
Okay. I think that's his next movie. Like, I think they're just having him go right from Godzilla vs. Kong to whatever the next one of those monster movies is, which I can't remember what it is.
I don't know. I guess get paid. It's been enough time that I will rewatch that movie and enjoy it, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty
fun.
For
what it is.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's one of those movies that's like time helps for me, where it's like going out of my way to see it in a theater. I'm like, this is exhausting. But like watching that on streaming, that's a good stream watch. Like I hope that's on playing on TNT. You know what I mean? Like that's a TNT movie.
Oh yeah, that's a great that's a great hotel movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, oh shit,
Absolutely.
Godzilla vs Kong is on. All right, I know what I'm doing for 2 more hours.
Exactly. 2 more hours to watch the last half of this.
Yeah. My God.
We've been spending time in a hotel recently.
We have. I watched Bridesmaids in the hotel, and it took 3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. Look,
it was
you
on
really
like
want to make a meal of that,
TNT or something.
Yeah, but yeah, this I don't know. This looks good. I don't know who's involved in it. I don't know anything about it other than this trailer.
I hadn't heard anything really about this until the trailer came out.
Yeah, you know what else looks good? The color purple. I guess the original, but also this next trailer. First of all, the trailer is good. This trailer is good. I think it's a very good trailer. It's a musical. That's the twist, and they almost like do a slow burn reveal that it's a musical. It feels like. Mm-hmm. Did you get that?
A little bit, like they were kind of building to it.
Right, because they're like, listen, you've seen The Color Purple, but have you seen a musical version? That's what it felt like in the trailer.
A little bit, which it's not that wild because I haven't seen it in a while. We haven't gotten to it on Spielboys yet, but in my memory, there's quite a bit of music in The Color Purple. Right. So it's not like out of nowhere that they would decide to do that.
I actually, for a second, was like, wait, was it not a musical? I guess it wasn't.
No,
like,
it wasn't.
I have only seen it a few times, and it's been a while. Yeah. It's a great movie, and honestly, this looks really fucking good.
Yes, this does look good.
It looks like so many good performances, Oscar-worthy shit. You know, I can see this being an Oscar film just from this one trailer. This is one of those movies where it's weird because it's like. It never belonged to Spielberg, The Color Purple.
Oh,
right?
no. Well, it's based on a novel, too. So.
You're right, exactly. So it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't feel at all weird to remake it. And in fact, it's good to remake it. It's just weird to think that about Spielberg because he makes such fucking good movies.
Sure. But yeah.
Again, it didn't really belong to him. It's not his story.
No.
And so, like, this is one, like, that I kind of am like, why not do one of these every 20 years? Like, would that be weird?
I don't think so, because a lot of, like, classic novels get readapted. You know,
right. And it like Little Women, it feels like it feels like it should be treated.
Once a generation, sort of, almost. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be treated almost like a musical. Like we constantly remake musicals and plays too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's interesting that it's like, you know, Jaws was also a novel, but I don't want to see a new Jaws every 20 years.
Nobody wants to see a new Jaws.
Yeah. This is good. I'm excited, and I hope I get to watch this.
Man, that's a good movie. I'm just sitting there thinking about the Color Purple. It's like, man, that's a really good movie.
It's a very good movie.
I saw that.
Spielberg's very good.
I remember I saw it for the first time in middle school, and it like blew my entire mind away.
Oh yeah,
like it really. Yeah. Like for like a solid week, I was like, that's the most. Just I don't know. I just thought it was like the most significant movie I'd ever seen. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean it is significant. So I'm like the weird thing is the movie also feels like it's been lost to time a little. Like people don't talk about The Color Purple. I mean, why would they? Why would they?
It's certainly among like Spielberg's movies specifically. It doesn't really get mentioned that often.
Right. It's
and
weird.
It wasn't a financial success. I don't believe.
Right. And when people talk about like serious Spielberg, fucking Schindler's List.
Oh yeah.
S words comes up. You know, like it's overshadowed by other movies. I feel like that he's done. Whereas like it's a really fucking good movie that I just feel like we don't think about.
Yeah, it was he had a solid string there with this with Color Purple and then Empire of the Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Good director.
Wrong podcast.
But
you are not a Spielboy.
Much like Hijack, I have very little to say about this, only in the sense that it's like, yeah,
it looks good. Let's move on.
It looks very good. Let's move on to main event, The Miracle Club.
Oh my goodness!
You
picked the tiniest British dramedy to put on.
Listen, it's got who's it got in it? It's got
Maggie Smith, Kathy Bates, Laura Linney.
Yeah,
Kathy Bates is doing a voice.
Yeah, it's one of those, folks. It's set in a northern England town, I believe, and they're just so quaint and quirky.
The tiniest little village. It's man, you can picture it exactly. Like I wrote in the notes that it had the Englishman who went up a hill but came down a mountain vibes. If you guys are old enough to remember that movie,
this is the movie you do like a goof. Well, yeah, I've seen that. That has Cole Meany in it, Tom.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, we all know that movie.
I'm just saying after four, I think it was 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Like when Hugh Grant blew up in the mid '90s, there came this wave of quaint British comedies, dramas along with him. And
this is one I don't even really know what this is about.
It's hard to tell. It's like these women are involved in a singing competition, and then one of their estranged. It doesn't seem like she's Maggie Smith's daughter. She might be like her niece or something.
Thought. Yeah, here's my thought.
Anyway,
I think the idea is that Laura Linney's mother died, and I think these are going to be like the friends of her mother, and she's like joining their little club. That's my guess.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah. But it's very, like, it reminds me, in Massachusetts, there's Shelburne Falls, which has been in like multiple fucking movies and TV shows in the last few years, playing like, Every Town USA, like these quaint towns. And when I visit there, it's all the people, like there's like an antique shop, and I went in there and the guy's like, I don't make my money from antiques anymore. I just have my shop appear in movies now. Like that's all this place does. And it reminds me of that. Yeah, and this reminds me of like there's got to be Northern England towns that are just like, yeah, we keep it clean and pristine because people film quirky like, British indie films up here, and we got to keep it like this.
Like Northford Hamletshire or something. Yeah. That's like their entire economy is based on appearing in quaint British comedies.
Right. There's like folksy old shopkeepers who are just like, they know how to hit a mark. At this point, they don't give a shit.
It's little villages full of like Coen Brothers characters.
Right. You just know how to negotiate contracts with studios. But yeah, this, I mean, this looks fine. I want to go to it and be like really fucking revved up for it. Dress up like the characters and like.
This was the kind of stuff that my mom would watch a lot.
Well, that's what it's for.
Some of it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, I'd watch this shit too.
But yes. Yeah. I would too as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is, I think everybody, without watching the trailer, kind of knows what we're picturing here.
You can picture it exactly in your minds.
Yeah, I will say it's one of those things. I don't like gendering this stuff, but it's like the woman equivalent of like a movie like Wild Hogs or something, where it's you get this group together and they're all like older actors and they do like a little film like this, like it feels like
80 for Brady.
Yeah. And honestly, whenever on both sides, whenever one of these movies gets made, I look at everybody in it.
Yeah.
They're delightful, but also I always feel like they're kind of a waste of their time, where I'm like, you can all be in better, like better's the wrong word, but it's like
this movie looks meatier than some of those.
It is.
Like
it is.
This looks more substantive than Wild Hogs.
Right, that's true. I don't want to compare it, but you know what I mean, where it still feels like, and it's not a waste of time. And in fact, they're pretty good movies, but they also feel like the actors are taking a little break whenever they do it, where they're like, okay, yeah, I got this. I can just bring my clothes from home. Yeah. I don't have to sit on a green screen.
Just do a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. It still looks very good. It's definitely not Wild Hogs. At least I don't think it could end up being like Wild Hogs. There could be motorcycles in this.
Yeah, it's true. We don't know.
Or what if there are literal wild hogs?
There could be both.
Yeah.
It is in the English countryside.
Yeah. Yeah, they're up there.
Wild hogs, I assume. That seems like a place they would be.
Yeah. But
the English countryside.
Looks good. Next trailer?
Yeah.
Theater Camp. This is also an indie, little quirky indie film about a theater camp.
Yeah.
And it's clearly by someone who knows,
Yeah,
about theater camps.
It's got Ben Platt in it. He's the only person I recognized, but it's a camp specifically for kids to get them into the dramatic arts, and it's just every counselor is a fucking maniac. It looks really funny.
Yeah. It really does.
It reminded me a little bit of Saved, at least the tone of it.
Yeah,
where
I could see that.
It's clearly, like you just said, it's a satire of like the theater community or like theater kids, but it was clearly written by somebody who was a theater kid.
Yeah, I went to a performance arts charter high school, and watching this trailer, all I thought was like, yeah, that's my high school. That's what it was. Like it was definitely the teachers who are like, I don't think you're supposed to be a teacher. A lot of that vibe of a lot of like weirdos teachers, a lot of like weird pressure, neuroses, this like, it's very much the vibe. A lot of like doing sing-songy, like, fucking, like announcements and like, assemblies and shit. Like everything was a fucking performance. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it looks like it's that idea of the teachers putting all their insecurities on these kids, and just being like, it's a really good idea. All the kids seem like they're just kids, right?
Right. They just want to be in plays and sing songs and stuff. And there's one line that really encapsulates it, where the kid's like saying this, well, I'm not having any fun or something. And the counselor says, it's not supposed to be fun. It's art. Right.
I also really felt when they're like casting this little girl, and they're like, she looks like she could play the prostitute, right? And then they're like, sorry, sex worker. And of course, it's like a horrifying thing. That is 100% again like theater school. Yeah. Like we did because it was a performance arts school, we did everything. Like we did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. We did Little Shop of Horrors. We did fucking like the Glass Menagerie. And like Hamlet Machine, like weird fucking like, and so like it would be these like teenagers doing these plays about like very adult shit that we couldn't even begin to comprehend. And so I love that that's the feeling of this as well. Like where they're in the performance, they're like, there's like cocaine or something.
Yeah, they say, okay, and cue the cocaine.
Yeah, it's perfect. This looks like a delight.
It does. It looks really funny.
Yeah, it looks like it's not for everybody. I don't know. Maybe it kind of is. It just it's definitely like it's definitely kind of like a niche idea, I guess.
Well, yeah, sure. For any movie like this, where it's a satire of a really specific community, I guess, or you get more out of it when you get more out of this movie if you have done theater or performance art or anything,
right? Or just know the type.
Yeah, or if you've just been around that type.
Yeah. Looks like Amy Sedaris is also in it, so that's. I mean,
of course, that makes
that's gonna be that. Oh fuck. Oh man, yeah. It looks very funny. I'm excited for this one. Theater Camp. If this is one where it's like, I think it has enough views. This is one that if it didn't get a bunch of views, it'd be like a more hype. Oh yeah, it's got plenty of views. People are gonna be watching this.
Good for them. Good for Theater Camp.
Them. Yeah,
we've done our part. The rest is up to them.
Yep. This next one, Problemista.
Yeah, Problemista.
What? Oh yeah, I remember what this is. This is fucking wild looking.
Yeah.
This looks like it's like heightened reality, but a regular story. Does that make sense? Where like it's filmed in a very outlandish, quirky way.
Yeah.
But it is just about an immigrant in New York who's trying to get his work visa by assisting an art world like an artist, a weirdo artist. And if you need a weirdo artist, you need Tilda Swinton. Also, Riz is in this.
You put Tilda Swinton in a pink wig.
Yeah, you got it.
Now you got a movie.
Yeah, but it's shot in a way where it's like a very like I don't know, internal ideas seem to be like filmed.
Right. Like we see a scene where he's in the office waiting for his meeting about his visa, and he's watching other people who are ahead of him get their visas denied. And when it happens, they vanish.
Right.
And their paperwork just falls to the floor and nobody else reacts to it. And then it's because that's
Which is
just
perfect.
Like his internal thoughts that we're seeing. Yeah.
Right, and it's perfect that nobody's reacting to these people just vanishing. That's the thing. It feels like it was made with a lot of care,
intent,
intent. Or like they show him navigating this like wild maze of offices to show the bureaucracy.
Right, and then it cuts immediately to them saying, "Oh, it's a maze. It's a maze on purpose. They do it so that you'll get tripped up and never find your way out." And then we're seeing him climb through this impossible maze. It does look funny, though. I want to make clear. Like, it looks like it's going to be a funny movie.
Yeah, it's written and directed by the same person who also stars in it. So I'm guessing it's a very... they're from El Salvador, so I'm guessing it's a pretty personal story. Yeah. Done by a very creative person.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It's A24, you know, as well. It's one where like the uniqueness of it really comes out in the trailer more than anything.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised it came across so clearly in the trailer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a trailer that could have easily just looked kind of weird. Yeah. They were a writer on SNL.
Okay. Oh man, I don't know this
Julio
person.
Torres. Yeah, so it will be funny, So I don't know. This looks like the beginning of a very long career to me. Unless it sucks.
Yeah.
Unless it really sucks. Unless it's like upsettingly bad.
Oh, he's on Los Spookies. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks solid.
Yeah, no, this movie looks really good.
Yeah. That's goddamn. I have not much to say about any of these because we're just weirdly enough, these are all like, I don't think there's a single, now I'm looking at the list here. I don't think there's a single trailer this week that I'm like, I hate this. I don't want to watch this. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Not a bad week.
No, not a bad week at all.
For a week where we're sick with travel plague.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Tom. I'm trying to make a note. Like, for example, there was a new Barbie trailer, but we've already talked about it twice. And I was like, well, I'm just going to say the same shit, right? I want to see it. It still looks good.
No,
that's my take on Barbie. Yeah. So I've been trying to do newer things to get us all hyped about new stuff. Like this next trailer, which is The Flood.
The Flood.
Is this Casper Van Dien? It
is Casper Van Dien, but Dave, did you notice that he doesn't speak in this trailer? He doesn't say a word. But he's the first build in the credits at the end of the trailer.
Amazing. This is how does one describe this? Alligators. It's that other movie. It's Crawl.
Crawl, yeah, only
a prison.
In a prison with less money.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's not call it a prison. Let's call it a local jail to be generous.
Right. It's like the sheriff. It's the premise is this small town sheriff and her deputy get a call like, hey, there's a bad storm, so this prisoner transport has to make a stop off in your small town. So can you put them up in your jail for the night? They're like, sure. The storm rages through, the town floods, and alligators happen.
Yeah.
And Casper Van Dien's there. He doesn't say anything in the trailer.
He doesn't need to.
Maybe he's with the alligators. I don't know.
Maybe, hopefully. I'm looking at this director. They don't make like knockoffs. They just make indie films that bite off a lot, perhaps more than they can chew.
Oh yeah, this looks bad, but it looks like my kind of bad. Like this looks like schlock.
Right, but it looks like schlock that's it looks like schlock that's like trying to be fun about it.
Yeah.
It looks like, silly. It's like What was funny is I was thinking, like, if this was made in the 90s, it would be one of the biggest movies. Like, this plot, and honestly, even this level of effects would be like, this is like, it looks like a movie that could have just been made in the 90s, like Anaconda.
Yeah.
That would have been huge.
This could have been Anaconda. And that's a good movie to compare it to, because it kind of has that, I feel like it's like that level of B movie.
Right. They're not doing any, they're definitely not like revolutionizing the genre. Like this premise of like, it's Ghosts of Mars, right? It's Riddick.
Yeah,
it's the idea of like the prisoners and the guards
have to team up. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, that's a good premise for sticking together something like this. You know, it seems like they got an easy set, you know, a jail. You can basically just like take a warehouse and like hastily redress it. I feel like make it look like a jail, which I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing here.
Oh yeah, this is supposed to be like a police station in Missouri, but it's definitely a Bulgarian warehouse.
Yes, 100%.
That is 100% what it is.
Yeah. It had those bars in it, and the like landlord was just like, don't worry about the bars. They're like,
don't
all
worry
right,
about why they're here. Just be glad that you don't have to pay to put bars in.
Yeah, exactly. And so it just looks like a solid, you know, it's a Friday night movie, right?
It
like
sure
we're
is.
gonna. How are we not gonna watch this movie?
This movie was made for us to watch on Friday night.
Right. The worst thing this movie can be is boring. Right?
Yeah,
that's how you fuck up this movie.
The only way this movie can fail is if it's boring.
Right. And
honestly,
so just don't be boring.
You can say that about a lot of movies, I guess. But that's the only expectation I have of this movie. So just don't be boring.
Well, yeah,
that's all
that's
we
the
need.
thing. You can say that about a lot of movies, but like this movie, like I would say Jurassic World, like Dominion wasn't boring, but it was bad. So like, you know, this can be as stupid as it wants to be, I guess, is what we're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep us, keep us occupied.
Yeah, I don't expect anything from this movie except for it to entertain me.
Right. Similar things can be said about the next trailer, which this trailer is a fucking enigma. This is a trailer where I'm like, I almost put this on movies that deserve more hype because I was just like, how does a movie like this exist? And we're not all talking about it.
Right.
This is Hidden Strike, starring Jackie Chan and John Cena.
Yes.
Why isn't this the biggest movie being made right now?
I don't know.
Jackie Chan and John Cena are in a buddy action film.
A buddy action comedy, and it looks great, Dave.
Yep. Apparently this isn't the apocalypse. It's about
an oil heist.
Yeah, two ex-Special Forces soldiers must escort a group of civilians along Baghdad's highway of death to the safety of the Green Zone. The reason I say it's not an apocalypse film is because it's all CG, and it looks like everything looks kind of like futuristic a little. Did you get that? Where it looked kind of Mad Maxy?
A little bit, yeah. There's some like war boy type people in dune buggies and shit.
Right. But like my only guess is like they're not in it for very long or something.
I think it's an oil heist, right? So I just assume there's like the hijackers, they're stealing some oil rigs or something, and Jackie Chan and John Cena have to stop them.
Right. I just don't understand how this couldn't. Again, how we aren't all talking about. The budget is apparently $80 million, according to IMDb.
What? Did this slip in from an alternate universe?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. This feels like we accidentally got it online, and I'm going to be assassinated by a different version of me. It's so weird. Sylvester Stallone was apparently attached to it originally. It's just
in the Jackie Chan role, right?
Yes, yeah, naturally. I don't know what to think about this. It's the director of Need for Speed, which I guess isn't the best sign.
Sure, I mean Need for Speed is fine.
Yeah, it's not bad. Let me look at this. Like, let's see, how many people?
All you need to know is that
it's 255K views.
That's too
on this trailer. It's not.
It should be 255 billion.
Yeah, it's not a Like if you watch the trailer, it looks like a B movie. Like it doesn't look like it was like made with 80 million, to be honest. It looks like one of the Resident Evil sequels. Does that make sense in terms of like quality of effects? So but I'm just at a loss.
The trailer ends with them backflipping an oil rig on top of another oil tanker
Yeah. No, it's going to be awesome.
It looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like this movie skateboards, Dave.
Yes, this movie 100% skateboards. It fucks
this movie
skateboarding.
Has facial piercings.
Yeah, and the cool kind.
Yeah.
I am so fucking pumped for Hidden Strike.
Yeah, I can't believe I hadn't heard of this movie at all.
Right, like that's what it is like I should have seen this coming. I feel weird that I didn't see it coming. Oh, it does say in the trailer, in the near future. So it is in the near future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it says, in the near future, an oil war is about to explode, and only 2 men can stop it. And they're talking about John Cena and Jackie Chan. Unbelievably, they're talking about John Cena and Jackie Chan.
They're talking about...
They do like a bit about seatbelts. They're made for each other. They are made for each other.
They really are. They are delightful in all the little exchanges we get to see in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm ready. My body is ready for this.
Yes.
When is it coming out?
Not soon enough. I need to inject it into my eyeballs.
According to IMDb, the original title was Hidden Strike, but all in caps. I don't know what to make of that.
I can't begin to decode that.
I think it's just too awesome for IMDb. Yeah, I'm not seeing let's see, release date. It's just saying 2023. So this year.
Sometime in the next 6 months, baby.
Fuck, I want to see this on the big screen.
Yeah. I want to see this on 2 big screens.
Yeah, next to each other.
I want them to knock down the wall between 2 of the theaters and drag the 2 screens together and then project it on those screens.
And have one play like a slight second before the other, so it's like 3D but for time.
Mm-hmm. Time D. That's 4D, Dave. That's the 4th dimension.
That's the real 4th dimension right there.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man. Hidden Strike. God, what a great. We got. This is hype.
I'm gonna have to rewatch Hidden Strike 5 times because I'm gonna keep passing out.
Holy shit! Hidden Strike. You fucking maniac. Well, one more trailer.
Yes.
This next trailer isn't a movie. I didn't realize that.
Oh, it's a show?
It's a show, and I'm not mad.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not mad. I kind of want it to be a movie, or I wanted it to be, but I'm not mad because this is I'm a Virgo from the writer-director of Sorry to Bother You, fucking Boots Riley. Sorry to Bother You. I fucking loved that movie.
Yeah, I was doing backflips out of the theater after Sorry to Bother You. That movie is like truly... the only other person I've ever seen write movies like that is you, Dave. Like it's like it is so impossible to predict. It's so, oh man, if you guys haven't watched Sorry to Bother You, it's so good. Watch it.
It's so good. It's one of those where it's like I don't want to say anything about it. If you haven't watched it, just watch it.
It keeps flipping things around in truly bananas ways. You cannot predict anything about that movie. It's so good.
So imagine having like 8 to 10 episodes to do that is what I'm seeing from this. Because I'm a Virgo. The plot is just this guy is really fucking big. That's it.
He's 13 feet tall.
Yeah, he's 13 feet tall. And I think they're going around this idea of like, there's this other guy who wants to be like a superhero who's going to try to like beat him up, who's clearly the villain.
Yeah.
And who is that man?
He's Walton Goggins.
It's Walton Goggins.
In a jetpack with flowing blonde hair, like long blonde locks.
What the fuck? So I think the idea
and a
is like
Cyclops visor.
Yeah, they sort of say it to him at one point. They say like, "You're a 13-foot tall black man. Everybody's scared of you."
Yeah.
And that's the idea. Is like I think it's about someone who people are just like I don't want to say naturally scared of because it's not natural. You know what I mean? It's because of society. It's just someone who scares people. Prejudice, yeah.
It was a similar idea in Sorry to Bother You.
Right. Like the beauty of like Sorry to Bother You was that there was definitely like, a lot of, social commentary
and satire,
but it was also just fucking outrageous. It's kind of, in terms of an accomplishment, I put it with Everything Everywhere All at Once, where it's like that idea of making something just fucking wild, that also manages to like do something emotional or like
it's
impressive in its commentary, where you're like, you shouldn't be allowed to make me cry while also making a fight scene where people have awards stuck in their asses. That shouldn't be allowed. Like it's that idea where it's I think Sorry to Bother You is kind of that similar vibe where you're like, I can't believe he accomplished all this in a movie.
It's like surreal and also just like bonkers comedy, but then also profound, and also there's emotional depth to it, like all of that stuff. Like,
right.
Yeah, that was a great comparison.
So this is like, I don't know, man. This is pretty fucking exciting because this also snuck up on me. And after watching Sorry to Bother You, I kept thinking like, I can't fucking wait, to see what he does next.
Yeah,
this is coming out in June.
I love how bold the weirdness of his projects have been.
Yeah,
where it's just like, just be right out of the gate with like, I have my protagonist just 13 feet tall. And that's where we're gonna start. It's like, man,
it's a great idea. It's a great idea.
It's so good. Like, man, I will watch anything this person does.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is
like it's so
again,
it's
long
so
career.
Creative and so just I love just how unlike anything else.
You know what it reminds me of is like it's got that. It's just nice to see another kind of voice in like the Charlie Kaufman type stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where it's like there's a lot of directors who stand out as directors. It's so much harder to do that as a writer, and I think they're doing both here. Boots Riley is doing both, but it's just nice to see something where the writing feels like it stands out without being also like dominating the plot at the same time. Like, because it's hard to do. It's hard to make that balance. So it's just nice because I feel like that type of writing doesn't happen that often. It's really hard for that to be the case, or it's really rare. Yeah. So whenever a new one happens, it's very exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a Virgo. If you haven't checked out the trailer, do it.
Yeah, just watch it. It's going to be on Prime.
Yeah. To quote Emperor Palpatine, do it. Speaking of doing stuff.
Emperor Palpatine's Nikes.
Yeah. Has anybody made that shirt? Just do it. Nikes, Emperor Palpatine, and Nikes. Someone whip that up for us. Get a fucking AI or something to do it. I don't care. It's fine. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Should we name producers?
We should.
All right. Big thank you to Deborah is awesome, Barbara is great, and cancer can go to hell. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dracula, the bus driving vampire.
Thank you.
Thank you to Driftless, a.k.a. Goochcock. Thank you. Thank you to E.T., the extravagant terresticle.
Thank
you.
So much.
Thank you to Evil Ed 209.
Thank you.
Thank you to Exploding Runes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Funky J, mostly comes out at night. Mostly.
Thank you.
Thank you to Glitterous, CFO of Michael Shannon's Chocolate Factory.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to Heathcliff's Helping Handfuls. Thank you.
All right, let me jump in here. Thank you to Ombre, the Mexican-American ninja says, Mabel, step on me.
Thank you.
Thank you to ImpossibleWorlds.net. Issue 1 is now free. Issue 2 releases in June.
Thank you.
Thank you to James Cameron's Prolapse Locomotive.
Thank you.
Choo Choo. Thank you to Chris Shanovich.
Thank you.
Thank you to Look Mom on a podcast.
Ooh.
Thank you to Mackenzie. Fuck shuffling with Willem Dafoe's confusingly large dick. Chill. Mm-hmm. Thank you to Mercurial Oz.
Thank you.
Thank you to Mike the Lurker.
Yes.
Thank you to musical guest Rob Ritchie.
Nice.
Thank you to No One Can Hear You Scream and Space McNulty.
Yes. Yes. All right. Speaking of yes.
Yes.
Here's the opposite of yes. The word being no.
No.
They're making the Madden movie.
No.
There is so many things. This is one where it's like Madden
this is
movie.
a
I'm like,
perfect
oh,
storm. This is a perfect storm of horse shit.
right. This is like, this feels like they made it up. This is like, there's going to be a Madden movie. Okay,
Okay.
Not impressed. But you haven't heard the best part. Directed by David O. Russell.
Well, hold on.
It's
It's like there's going to be a Mad movie. Okay. No,
Yeah.
about the video game. Oh.
Oh.
Directed by David O. Russell.
Really? Is this? Are they punishing him for Amsterdam? Not the fucked up shit he did in his life.
Yeah.
But they're like, you have to do the Madden movie now. Yeah, don't see a David O. Russell film.
Yeah. No, it's
like
for sure don't do that. But yeah, I just why not make a movie about John Madden? Like there was a guy who legendary NFL coach. He had an interesting life. He became this hugely popular media figure after he retired. He's the face of this massive franchise and all this other stuff. Why are they the instinct to ignore the human story and make a movie about the creation of this product behind which there is not an interesting story, by the way. It's just, hey, John Madden, would you like to put your face on this video game for some money? Yes, I would.
This is another late-stage capitalism example, in my opinion. We talked about this on other episodes, but the fact that studios, like, it really is the end stage of how we enjoy corporations and brands more than we seem to artists now when it comes to movies, to the point that, like, or movies and entertainment, to the point that these studios have lost the thread completely, and is just like, oh, we can make these heroic movies about fucking brands, like
creating products.
Yeah, this is just a really I almost didn't want to talk about this because it feels like there's nothing new to say.
But
fair. It's like indies obviously are going to be okay, but in terms of blockbusters and like corporate filmmaking, like my goodness, what a shitty fucking era.
Yeah. It's real dark.
It's starting to feel like fucking the 2000s all over again. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 2006 all over again.
Yeah, we got real. The 2020s have real 2006 energy so far with this shit.
Some real dark days for movies.
Honestly, that would scan because that shit tends to happen after weird tragedies. And a lot of people died in this country because of the pandemic.
Sure did.
And so, like, I don't know. Maybe there's a pattern there. Maybe there's a pattern in that how we cope with stuff. But whatever the case, I'm not gonna see this movie.
No, if it even gets made.
Right, if it even gets made.
Yeah.
There's so many layers of why not to see this movie.
Yeah.
So many.
So let's move on.
Something I will watch is they're teasing that there is in fact going to be a live action Miles Morales movie. I would file this under no shit,
Yeah.
like where else were they going to go with the Spider-Mans? Like this is it, like they're working on Spider-Man 4 and it's weird. It would be weird if Miles Morales isn't in that one,
Yeah. Or if maybe they'll just do his own movie. I don't know, but
yeah, I think that it's just the best way to do it, right? Is they just the way Marvel and Sony and these superhero stuff goes is they'll probably bleed into each other because they love doing that.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't even.
It makes them so much money, Dave.
They did that with X-Men, So yeah, and honestly, I don't know. Spider-Man's. It's weird how saturated we are with Spider-Man, and it's also weird how good it's all been.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, right?
I think Spider-Man, to me, and this is completely subjective, obviously, I feel like Spider-Man just lends himself to more personal, more emotionally satisfying or resonant stories that are just like more I don't know, more like relatable. And it's like Spider-Man's not like, because like I love Batman, but God, Batman's such a drag.
He
Like
really is.
he's such a little fucking
bleak.
maniac, and he hates being a person. So it's like there's only so much brooding and agonizing weird self-hatred that I can withstand in my escapism, because I do enough of that myself. So it's nice to have somebody like Spider-Man who is very different reaction to tragedy.
Yeah, there's also this element of like Spider-Man has a very specific set of powers that's very weird. Like in a vacuum, when you try to explain Spider-Man to like aliens, they'd be like, "That's disgusting. What? Why would you do that?" But they seem to have created the system where like you can just slap those powers on another character, and we're like, "Bam, new Spider-Man," and it works. And like I think it's the powers are really good because they're oddly specific. They have rules to them. Like it feels like Spider-Man isn't like Iron Man. I always felt like he can just like have a gun for whatever he needs. You know what I mean?
They started to get real Batman 66 with Iron Man. Like
right,
or I didn't want to say lazy, but it is just sort of like he's like a Felix the Cat bag. He just got whatever he needs for the situation.
And, there's a lot of those superheroes where I'm just like, I don't even know how they match up power wise. I don't even know what they can and can't do, what their limitations are. Spider-Man, they've sort of been like, he shoots webs and he swings on the webs. That's it. He fights you. That's more or less it, like but you know what I mean, where it's like he has a very specific powers that I don't feel like they can make him do anything he wants. And they keep using these younger underdog type characters and slapping the spider powers on that makes it appealing, like you were saying. So like, I don't know. It's weird how not sick of Spider-Man I am. Like I just assume I would be more sick of Spider-Man right now.
I got to a point with the Andrew Garfield movies, like after Spider-Man 3 and with the Andrew Garfield,
was a bummer.
I didn't even go see the first one in the theater because I was like, nope, I'm done.
Well, yeah, the problem they had some like they're trying to Dark Knight that. That was of an era, right?
That was very much of an era. You're right. You're totally right.
They were trying to make like gritty Spider-Man, and it was like, well, that's not what you do.
It's a mistake. It's a big mistake.
It's a big mistake. So
yeah, no, I'm glad they're. I think the only other thing I can say about a Miles Morales movie is like, yeah, it's about time. It's weird there wasn't already one.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There was somebody else in this article, the Variety article that you posted, where they say that they're also going to do a Spider-Woman animated movie, like a solo movie
cool.
for her. That's what they call the Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy Spider-Man in the comics. They're calling her Spider-Woman.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, that would be cool, too.
Yeah,
again, the more the merrier.
I'll watch all
Weirdly
these movies.
Enough.
I don't care. Give them to me.
Yeah. Can't wait for the fucking game too. I'm so excited for the game.
The new game
looks solid. Moving on to things that I could do with less of. They're making another Insidious spin-off. This one has, I would call it a catch, a little hook.
A hook.
Because it's starring Mandy Moore and Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I guess I will see that. Thank you.
One,
just to
please.
know why. Yeah. Honestly, it's the best idea they've come up with in a while because I watched Conjuring 2 the other day, and I know it's technically not the same universe, but that movie lost its charm. Like I think like that movie's kind of silly. Now watching it again, when the nun runs out of the painting, like I laughed. It's kind of its time already. And the Insidious movies have...
Yeah, it definitely wasn't as scary as the first one.
The first one's good. But like, and same with the first Insidious. And I would argue the second Insidious is good.
I like the second one too as well, yeah.
Yeah, because they thought about it in a smart way. It feels like we're grouping them together because it's James Wan. And it feels like he had an idea for Insidious 1 and 2, and he had an idea for The Conjuring. And then after that, it all got real sloppy.
Well, I think Lee Wannell wrote the two Insidiouses and then also The Conjuring.
Oh, well, there you go.
But I mean,
He's very good.
They're collaborators, so I'm sure.
Yeah, but
I'm sure James Wan didn't have no input. You know.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But the rest of them are feeling very like, churning them out. Very.
Yeah.
Assembly line where it's just like, here's a scare. What scare we got? The camera pans this way and then pans back and there's a thing there. We got our scare. Okay. Like, they're not, it just doesn't feel like there's much trying anymore. I think I didn't watch the last one. I watched like The Last Key. Is that one of the Insidious ones?
It is, yeah.
And that was one of the flattest fucking like horror movies I had watched.
Oh, that's a shame. I don't think I've seen any after the second one.
Yeah, you really don't need to. There's one called The Red Door. Did I see that one?
No, that's the Patrick Wilson one, that directed one that's coming out this summer.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope that's good because I love Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
I'll go to my grave loving him. Mm-hmm. The Last Key.
I want that on my headstone, actually.
Yeah.
went to my grave loving Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, put it on there.
Put it on there.
But yeah,
it's
like
my epitaph.
I think it's also just that it's like, I don't know. It's like those Exorcist sequels where it's like, yeah, there's some good things here and there, but I don't know. Just make more different.
Just make
movies.
a different movie. It was weird to keep returning to the same family after.
Yeah.
The initial storyline sort of got wrapped up.
Yeah, they aren't the worst. Although The Conjuring the Devil Made Me Do It
That's the worst.
Yeah, that really lost its way.
Oof.
Yeah, this whole wrapped up the Nun universe here, the Nunverse, I'm going to call it.
The Nuniverse.
Yeah, but that's, again, not Insidious. I keep confusing the two. But there's a reason why, is because they all feel blendy,
because of the same movie, yeah.
All that said, I want to see what specifically Camille Nanjiani has to say about a horror movie. That just delights me.
Yeah.
So I'll watch the shit out of this. I hope it's good. I want it to be good.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on this?
No.
Okay. That's fair.
Hopefully they'll add, I don't know, maybe if they add another interesting name to the cast, it'll sweeten the pot even more.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be like The Big Sick again, where is in the coma, but she's in the Upside Down or whatever. Because wasn't Big Sick also a coma and Insidious is a coma? They're both coma films, right?
I didn't see The Big Sick.
You should see The Big Sick, Tom. It's very good.
Yeah. Maybe I will.
Okay, good talk.
Maybe I will, Dave.
All right. We have more producers to thank.
We do.
Big thank you to Norm from Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to Pete Forpagel. Thank you. Thank you to Numenal Ultramicroscopic Silico, Volcano Coniosis, Anti-Disestablishmentarianism Jones. Thank you. Thank you to pre-order TikTok superstar Jason Pargin's new book, Zoe is Too Drunk for This Dystopia. Pre-orders are super important. Thank you. Thank you to RevMD.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Ricky Cilantro.
Thank you.
Thank you to Rosemary's Baby from Eraserhead.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Screaming Horse Pyramid.
Thank you.
Thank you to Sorry Cop, world's most laughable centrist.
Thank you.
Thank you to Steven.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to the conveniently placed self-destruct button on the top of every baby's head.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let me take the wheel. Thank you to the Midnight Patron with patrons at midnight.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Oatmeal Savage.
Thank you.
Thank you to the Tubi Terror Bunny says to watch the Barbarian Brothers oeuvre.
All right.
Thank you to the 7 Bs.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tiger George Pratt Thompson. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tip Drizzle.
Of course.
Thank you to Tux.
Thank
you to Vincent.
With a Y.
Thank you to Why Don't You Take a Flying Fuck at the Moon.
Thank you.
Thank you to your mom.
Thank you.
And thank you to Zzz, because Pie Guy liked being last.
Mm-hmm.
That's an alphabet joke.
It is.
Dave,
it is an alphabet joke. What?
Speaking of alphabet jokes.
Oh, no.
Do you have a movie that deserves more hype?
That works.
Really threw that one away.
Yeah. I have two movies.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I chose
Our
two
cup
because...
run is over, Dave.
I honestly don't. One of them is already out, and so I felt like it wasn't fair. The other one is awaiting distribution, so it's like both sides of the spectrum. One you can watch right now, and one you can watch in a year, maybe. The first one's called Violet, and I don't know, man. This is a horror movie. It's only got one review, and the review was based off of a. They got a copy without like a final sound editing cut and shit. So they got
weird.
like a work print, and they seem to think it's very good. It's about a. It's hard to say. It's a woman who I think lost her daughter, or there's some sort of family tragedy because she also has a daughter.
It seems like the daughter was abducted or something.
Right, and it's like this weird, like heightened reality, like fantasy horror world that she's navigating, and that's kind of all I got from this trailer. Other than the fact that it looks fucking creepy and weird.
Yeah,
it looks like really atmospheric, and everybody's kind of like a maniac in the trailer. These like weird ghoulish smiles on these people, and it just looks like a really like cool visual horror movie. Kind of remind me of Marianne on Netflix a little bit, in that I just got this like really like disturbing supernatural vibe from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that Marianne comparison for sure, because there's a lot of the creepiness from the trailer is just purely performance based. It's not like an effect it's just the way the actors are performing and saying and doing things with their faces and shit. It's just unsettling. As you can probably tell, the narrative here is a bit difficult to parse.
Right, because the trailer doesn't reveal much. It's just the review.
Not at all. It's a lot of
the review
images.
Is saying, like one of the things is Violet dares us to look away as one mother comes to terms with the murder of her child. So I'm guessing a child is murdered based on that.
Seems
and
like a
the
good
killer,
guess based on that information.
Yeah, and it sounds like the killer is still loose, and so like I don't know. You kind of have to like just Google Violet 2022 trailer to see what we're talking about, because it just looks like really fucking dreamy and weird, and creepy, and it's
I'm into this trailer. I am getting the feeling like this movie is going to be more vibes.
Yeah. Also, apparently the town is has a bunch of missing children. Is the idea? So it's like it's almost like where it's like there's something wrong with the town, or maybe there's something wrong with this woman. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Maybe this is how she's perceiving the world. But I think the idea is all right. So I think the idea is her daughter is missing or dead, and she's looking around this town like anybody could be the person. I think that's a premise in there.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, and I think maybe there's this psychological aspect. I'm just this is guessing completely here. Other than to say that it's filled with some terrifying fucking imagery and performances.
Yes.
It's mostly performance. Like you said, it's not like jump scares. At least in the trailer, it's all people looking like just really fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Including the main character. Like everybody just looks off and weird.
Yeah. Nobody's behaving quite right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just super interested in I'm super interested in like what the fuck this could be. It looks pretty indie, but it looks well made. So Violet, that's number 1. Number 2 is called Influence. This is on Shudder right now. This isn't like it's a fairly small movie, only in that it seems like an indie film, but it just looks like a really solid mystery thriller based on the reviews. It's about a woman who is in fact an influencer who travels abroad and meets this other woman who seems very quiet and mysterious. When you know, she's in Thailand, by the way, but when you know, her passports all go missing, or like a fire burns them, so she can't leave and she's stuck there. As the reviews have been saying, like, this seems like it's a setup for like a movie like Hostel, but every trailer is like, I can't say too much. It's not that. That's basically the vibe I'm getting, is that it's a very twisty mystery thriller where like nobody is what they seem, including the main character. But that's the setup. And the trailer itself looks really good. It's a really well-made trailer. Mm-hmm. What'd you think about this?
I was into this, actually, and I'm pretty stoked that I can watch this whenever I want. I
I want to watch this soon, yeah.
There's a little bit more, but I don't really want to say it because I didn't want to spoil it for people who want to watch it. Other than it brings more characters into it than you would expect, according to some of the reviews that Dave and I are perusing.
Yeah,
so.
The reviews are basically like, listen, the less you know, the better. It doesn't go the way you think.
Yeah, it's just not the movie you expect, is what everybody says. And the trailer's very well made, as Dave said. I'm stoked to watch this. Yeah, and Shudder has pretty good track record with their original stuff.
They sure do. So this is just it's out right fucking now. You can close this podcast and clackety clack influencer into Shudder, and you'll get this movie and you can watch it, and then you can tell me if it's any good. But it looks really good.
It does.
So that's it. That's my movies that deserve more hype.
Dave, you went above and beyond this week. You brought us 2 movies. I deserve more hype, and deserve more hype they did. And that's it. We fulfilled our obligation, Dave. That's a sewed.
I didn't lose my voice.
We did it.
If anything, I gained a voice.
Huh?
I said, if anything, I gained a voice, an extra voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A ghost. Nobody. Thanks for being on. I think we did
plug?
this bit.
Nothing.
I think no.
Nothing. All right.
We have a Patreon. Tom, did you hear about this? Our Patreon.
I did hear about this. I heard about this.
It's patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. GAMEFULLY unemployed. You go in there for just $5 a month. You get access to exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys. Those are all for $5 a month. You get access to all of them. For a little more, you can watch movies with us every Friday night. Last movie night, we watched 2 Star Wars, the good ones. A New Hope and fucking Empire.
Yeah, you know the ones.
Yeah. And we've been dabbling in the idea of watching good movies every now and then, but we have a lot of fun. It's very communal. We get together, we talk, we live, we laugh, we love, and we
learn.
And we learn, and we watch movies.
Yeah. We look at movies.
Yeah.
We also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store where we have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs you can get on t-shirts, mugs, stickers, posters, all kinds of things. So, slap your Soch Mead influencer peepers onto that.
Yeah, whap your hog on it.
Your wild hog.
Yeah, whap your hogs, folks. Let's. I guess that's the.
Sure.
That's the lesson of the day. And if you don't have a hog, I mean, everybody has everybody has a hog inside of them, in their souls.
Within you are 2 hogs, Dave.
Oh, what are we doing?
I don't know. Bye.
Bye.
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, CORLEW, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. You can find more of his artwork at instagram.com/mvbramleyart. Our episode artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.